Your Royal Highness, supporters, fellow Whitley Award winners. The Whitley Fund for Nature has tonight brought conservation heroes together. We all face extraordinary challenges and try to find unique solutions. In fact, these are global solutions to relieve human pressure on nature. Today, while we protect 14% of the world's terrestrial habitats, fully protected marine areas cover less than 1% of the ocean surface. We are still far from the critical target for protecting at least 10% of the oceans by 2020, set up by the expert at the beginning of new millennium. When I won the Whitley Award in 2013, we set up the first marine patrolling and enforcement system to be carried out by the local community in the Mediterranean. People said I was dreaming. Even some of my colleagues said this will not work. We empowered local fishermen to monitor and report illegal fishing activities to government authorities, closing the loop between local knowledge and enforcement authority. Thanks to your support, today this dream came true, and Gökova Bay is now one of the best marine protected areas in the Mediterranean. This approach to enforcement has turned the tides for both conservation and local livelihoods that directly depend on marine resources. The health of the ecosystem has improved, in particular the abundance of the endangered sandbar sharks and critically endangered Mediterranean monk seals. The spectacular tenfold increase in the fish stocks in fully protected areas has boosted fisheries in the bay, and within 5 years, the income of the local fishing community rose over 400%. Some of the local fishermen who hated from me at the beginning now hugging me on every occasion. An overwhelming 98% of the fishing community believes that no fishing zones with proper enforcement are a useful management technique for marine resources. Because of successes, the government granted our request to extend protection, forming the largest marine protected zone close to industrial fishing in the Mediterranean. As a result of climate change, sea temperatures have risen over the last 20 years. This has led to an increasing migration of many invasive and harmful species to the area. Tropical species have had a profound effect on the local ecosystem and on the fisheries sector. In 2015, we started an innovative approach of promoting the consumption of invasive species for public consumption through recipes, promotional films, and a fish tasting festival. Especially the fried Randall sea bream is so tasty that demand for this species has increased dramatically, and now they account for 30% of the fishing income in Gökova Bay. But while I am giving this speech, thousands of refugees fleeing from famine, social unrest, climate change, and civil war are risking their lives trying to reach Europe. Many end up with big tragedies, where women and children drowning in Mediterranean waters. While we witness this appalling humanitarian crisis, we also understand that how crucially important it is to enable people across the world to create sustainable livelihoods. The question, why don't we want to save the Earth against climate change impact and unsustainable exploitation of the resources? Simply because saving Earth in short term is more expensive than not saving it. But if we do not save it, it will be an expensive catastrophe for future generations. The Whitley Gold Award will support a new mission. Building on the success story of Gökova Bay, with your help, we will replicate the project in another area, Fethiye Bay. We promise to send more good news soon. Thank you.